the channel. Hopefully everybody's doing okay. It's currently Saturday morning for me, about 6:15. We're going to be back on the bungalow re-plumb today. I'm not sure what my brother will have got done. I don't know if he's got the radiators on the wall yet, whether he's got the chasing finished. Probably not, knowing him. But we've got some stuff to do up in the roof. We've got to get the gas pipe finished. Yeah, we're just going to go and see what we can get done, really. I'm trying to do this job in bits, trying to keep stuff going because he is living there at the minute as well. So yeah, we'll go and see what we can get done. Next Saturday I'll probably get the boiler there so we can get all the boiler and stuff done up in the roof. I know he's got the plasterers booked for 2 weeks, so we need to try and get the rest of the radiator pipe brought out in the right place. But yeah, we'll go and have a look, see what we can get done, and yeah, we'll catch you straight on the job. So here we are back on the job. I'm going to get my brother to do all the chasing. We've done the drops, but he's got the widths of the radiators. So when we're setting these up now, we need to add 45mm on to the widths of the radiators, and we need to bring the pipes out dead level. He's just finding out the height of the skirting board, but what we're going to do is we're going to bring them out above the height of the skirting so we can get a pipe collar on, and then literally just step straight out. So yeah, we're going to work them all out. He's going to mark them all up and get the chasing done. I've got some work to do in the roof. We've got to get some hot and colds across the kitchen, and I've got to finish the heating off at that end. But if we can get all these in today, I say the plasterers are coming, not next week, actually the week after. So I want to try and get all this done. I might not be able to get them tested before they arrive. As I say, I'm only doing this one when I get a few minutes spare. So yeah, this one here, we've got to chop across, and we've got to do a bit of crossing over. But yeah, I want to try and get all these in today if I can. You've got 4-inch skirting boards. That's roughly where the laser is, isn't it? Allowing for a bit of discrepancy on the floor. And then you want the pipe collar coming above, so your pipes want to be at that height. This gives a nice neat finish when you come out. And in case they don't plaster quite properly, you can get them in chrome as well, or anthracite, whatever you want. But I think it just looks a lot neater with the radiators looking like they're floating. So by the time we get try and get a stem elbow on there, the radiator's going to sit about there. I think that looks fine. And this one is 1/460, so we need to add 45mm to either side. So I'd basically add 90 to that, so it's 1/550 the total width when we need to bring our pipes. 775. Got that before, mate. 775. I've got it right now. I've only just it. Hey? I've got the TREs. Oh, you got some TREs? TREs you gone for? You gone for outside ones? Yeah, so these are standard plus 45. Should be nice, eh? Drop the tail. I never understand why they don't do that tail in anthracite. Because you always see that bit of chrome there. They all come out. And so you're happy to do the chasing there? Yeah. So each one of them had 90mm on, yeah? And 90mm on. Yeah, 45mm on the side. Clear a bit of the path. Happens to be the world's smallest mattress. Manky velvet cushion. Hate the feel of velvet as well. We're going down there, so we've got to get some heat in. Basically, we're going to reduce these to 15mm. We've just got 2 radiators going in the lounge, which ran out of 15 copper, so I need to get some more clips along there. We've got to get hot and colds across the kitchen, which is roughly where the old boiler flue is going up, which you can't actually see. So that's over there to the right behind them tanks. So we've got to get 415 clipped along there and then tuck that way. Try and make a bit of a safe working area. Be a lot easier to work when these tanks are out of the way, but I can't take them out yet. Still feeding the hot water. I know somebody wrote on my comment when I was here last time that they wouldn't have ran these pipes like this, they'd have ran them on the deck. Well, the problem is I'm trying to work around an existing heating system here. I like to do them like this also because it gets rid of all the air. I can do it all to one high point. Sometimes when you clip lower, you're going to end up stepping one back over the other and you end up with airlocks. You've still got plenty of room. I've not gone across anywhere for the storage. As you can see, I've kept everything to the sides. That's why I've ran 2 individual runs down. And it's not like you're going to be stepping over this all the time. They are low enough down. You've still got all that height there to step over. So once this is all insulated, you're never going to be going back over there. You're only going to be in this main run. So that's why I've decided. I understand why people say I should have done it like that. Well, all the good runs are already taken. So that's why I've done it like that. Right or wrong, everybody does stuff differently, and I do appreciate everybody's opinion. But I always do try and think like storage space and stuff like that, and just try and get rid of air, you know, multiple things you're working around. So yeah, just continue to get these clipped along. So it's actually not too bad to step over. It's not like I've run them all the way up here. You can still step over fairly easily. And in fairness to you guys, most of the time when you do comment, you are right. When you come up with a point, oh, it's a very fair point and valid. Not all the time, but everybody, as I say, everybody does stuff differently. And yeah, you can only work with what you got sometimes. You know, we don't live in an ideal world. I only ever try and do my best. You know, that's all you can ever do. Probably could have ran a bit more 15mm on this, to be honest with you. I probably could have took 15 from the last set of tees, but there's only 2 rads off this. One of them's a fairly big one, so it won't matter. We've run a bit more 22. Again, it is what it is. There's a general rule of thumb, no more than 2 radiators off 15mm, but I guess if you were to size it properly, you can actually run radiators on like 8mm. Probably not to a 55-degree flow temperature, but when you run the domestic heating compliance guides, yeah, it's surprising how small the pipe can actually be. When you do like your oil training and that, they make you size one up, and it's, you think you just automatically put like 15mm as the answer, but when you actually size it up, I think the answer is 8mm. But nobody uses 8mm. I don't like 10mm. Generally 15 to rads. All we're doing is waiting for the flame to change, go a little bit green. It's ready to apply the solder then. You see how it's just changed? We go from the opposite side and just let the solder run around. I was talking to a Sparky yesterday afternoon. He went to wire a heating system up for a plumber. It's a massive system, he said, 2 boilers up in the roof, cylinders and everything. And he leant on the pipe and the pipe just fell out, and he hadn't soldered any of the fittings up there. I couldn't work like that. I solder up as I go. He's literally done an entire heating system and not soldered anything yet. And he says he goes back at the end and solders everything. But I don't know how you do that. I don't know. You'd always end up missing a joint, or... They say everybody works differently, but I solder as I go. Not very neatly, but I solder as I go. Imagine not soldering up as I went. I don't know. I flux it. I don't even try the fittings. I just flux it, push it, and then solder it. And just work my way across. Hot and colds, well, the kitchen's just down there. I don't know if you can just see the boiler flue poking up. What we got here, there's an air sep there, and I hate them air seps. Always block. That's the old heating vent, that's the old heating cold feed. Going over the header tank there and just pump. One of them Grundfos ones. They came out when they went over to the A-rated ones. They were really expensive. When pumps went from about 60 quid to about 260. So basically my hot and cold was just running straight down here. I pull that insulation back, and again when he gets the chase done, I don't even know what we're doing in the kitchen yet. He's probably just going to do this bit in speed fit for the time being. We'll just pull it back and connect on. The main is coming up under the kitchen sink. He's having a new kitchen, but it won't be before Christmas. So if I just leave some hot and colds over here, we can connect on with speed fit for the time being, and then when we get the kitchen done, we'll chase it all in and do it properly. With the hot and colds, we don't need to be as worried about it as we do with the heating system. The hot and colds tend, well, they purge themselves out. With the heating, you can end up with airlocks. I probably should be wearing a mask up here when I'm soldering and in the roof, but it's never done me any it's never done me any harm yet. That was a terrible joke, by the way. So I've got them hot and colds clipped along there. They're just disappearing. Well, you can see them just at that end. So we'll put some pulled bends up, or we'll probably end up doing that in speed fit, as I've already said, for the time being. Just want to get this gas pipe brought along. My 22, it's not them two bits that I just laid in, but my 22 is just the other side of that manky mattress. So I'm going to bring 28 across here now, and the gas meter, we're going to end up running up on the outside. I think the gas meter is just down there somewhere on that, well, it's on that gable. So we'll bring 28 all the way around to there and get that sorted. That's our next job, and then we'll be back downstairs getting all the radiators stubbed out. The reason we're increasing our gas pipe here to 28 mil is just for the flow rate, the amount of gas the boiler needs. It's a 30 kilowatt combi. You size the combi for the hot water output. So in the winter, it will give you a greater hot water rise, so it won't take as long to fill the bath. So I have sized this gas pipe up. I can run through in another video how I do it. It's actually quite easy when you've only got one gas appliance in the house. You just run across the chart. You select what size you think you're going to need, and then you just work out. It tells you the kilowatt of the boiler and how many meters of gas. You're only allowed a 1 millibar drop between the appliance and the boiler when the boiler's operating at maximum output. So yeah, you don't just guess it, you are supposed to size it. I mean, once you've been doing it a while, you can just say, oh, that needs to be 28, that needs to be 22. But yeah, we've got it's not a massively long run. Obviously each bend as well adds distance onto it, but apart from these two bends, we're going to have a couple at the other ends and a couple down the wall, but then it's all fairly straight. So 28 and then 22 will be fine on this one. At 100 mil in it, just under 100 mil. It is quite surprising when you size it how much of a jump the 28 gets you from 22 as well. Does make a big difference. I just sized one. It was a 60 kilowatt boiler I sized up, and the 28, it was actually fine in 28 mil. I mean, it wasn't a massively long run, but if you hadn't sized that, you might have said, oh, it needs to be 35. It's surprising what 28 will carry. And somebody commented on the video last time as well, saying you can't use unleaded solder on gas. I don't think it was this video. When I was here last time, it was a different job I did. You can 100% use unleaded on gas. Apparently, when you type it in on Google, that chat, it comes up as the AI overview. You can't use unleaded on gas, but I can tell you can. You shouldn't be doing gas work unless you're gas safe registered anyway. But yeah, unleaded is fine. I don't use leaded for anything. I don't even carry leaded in the van, because you can't use leaded on hot and colds, on drinking water. You could use it on heating, but if you accidentally pick the wrong one up, you're going to get yourself in a bit of bother. And I probably should it. So, 100 mil, 100 mil. 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 100 sweep up after you. 775. Pipe and pipe, and that should be perfect. Just about, make sure they're level, and that'll be fine to fit the rads. To be honest, this is the easy bit down here. It's harder up in the roof. Soon get these drops. We will get some lagging on these in a second, but we'll do our soldered connections first. I'm using a little bit more solder than I normally would, just because I'm not going to be able to test these before it's plastered. But worst case scenario, I'll just have to chop it out when I can only do what you can do. It'll be fine. I often get leaks, but the one thing you won't be able to test will be the bit that leaks, because it's sod's law. We'll be alright. We always are. If it leaks, we'll fix it. I think my laser's about flat. It's the only thing with this laser. So that's the centre of our pipe, so we'll cut just past. That's below, right? Use the old tape measure trick. Make sure the pipes are exactly at the same height. So I've just pinned the laser through. You can just pin it there. Oops. These should be bob on. Nice and solid. Pipes all in level. That's the first one done. This one we've got a bit of jiggery pokery because we've got a crossover along the pipes. We've only done one drop for the two rads, but we should be able to work it in. We'll get it in. Might try and get a bit of sleeving on there, or even some hair felt to protect it. This chase is nice and deep for us, which makes it easy. The top one will go straight onto that one, and then the bottom one you might have to go behind, like that with a half crossover or something. One of them pre-formed one. The reason I use a pre-formed rather than a bend is just that just gets you a bit tighter when you're in a really tight space. We'll get the top one in first, and then we'll sort out the crossover in a second. Might be able to get it in front actually because the chase is quite deep. No, it's in front. No bloody good that. No bloody good. I'll have it behind. Make sure you get all the flux off. That's fairly tight, but that'll be fine. Nicely back behind the walls, not much else I can do with that. Just an awkward little spot. That'll be fine for us. So we need to get some hair felt on them, clip them back, just bring them out in the right place. That's the one that's pretty much in. And it's the same just on this one then, just bring them out in the right place. So it's pretty much what we've already been doing. As you've got this one done. Yeah, you just got to extend them ones down, bring them out there. It's the hallway one done. So yeah, it's coming together. I'll get these two done and then we'll just work our way around. Yeah. Bang on. Where's that laser? Can't see it. About there, isn't it? Just put this drop here in for the bathroom rad. I've got them all finished off downstairs, but I just need to connect them up onto the main run. I should have cut them by felt the same height before I poked them through, but it'll be alright, won't it? I'm just sending them across and onto these two here. that's another one connected in. Beautiful. I think what I'm going to do is just do that one in the hallway, because I've only got 2 lengths of copper left, and then the 2 in the lounge is not quite got chased out, so I'll finish them next Saturday, and then we'll try and get everything ready. I might even bring the boiler for next Saturday. Oh, though, I don't know, it depends what I can be bothered to do. I need to get everything ready so I can just change it all over in a day. So I need to get that gas finished outside. As I say, hot and cold dragged across to where they need to be. Oh, I ain't done the hot and cold drops yet, but I'll have to do them next Saturday as well. Run out of pipe. Good excuse to go home, innit? Run out of pipe, muck. Good excuse to go home, innit? Run out of pipe. Run out of pipe. Oh, yeah. Good excuse to go home, innit? I'll get that one done down there, and then I'll at least it's got all this end done, innit? Are you getting on alright? Alright. Thank you so much for watching the episode. All the support is so greatly appreciated. Hopefully you're enjoying this little series. I mean, this will probably get a little bit more interesting when we get the boiler and the reds on. I prefer second fixing to first fixing, to be honest with you. Obviously we've got the bathrooms and stuff to do there, but I just wanted to get this one pushed along a little bit, just to help him out, really. So he's got the plaster going in a couple of weeks. Next Saturday we'll get the rest of the drops in. We'll try and get our gas pipe in, and we'll get the pipe set up for the boilers, because then when we do the changeover it'll just be a case of dropping the boiler on, you know, getting it finished. But yeah, thanks for watching. I won't waffle on. Catch you all next time.